Drake has been ticking all of the wrong boxes for a while now, but it's still shocking to say the least that the beef might be brewing up between him and Nicki Minaj. Remember how Nicki dragged Drake on her Queen album? Who would have thought that the same crew that was once dubbed the holy trinity of rap would hit the bedrock with a slam? Word on the streets that way back when Young Money was the reigning label, things weren't as glossy as they seemed on the surface. But what could possibly cause a beef between Nicki and Drake, especially after she implied that he might have helped out after she was arrested at the airport the other day? Why don't we address this by diving into the drama that started it all? And boy, will you be surprised by what caused the fight. It turns out that the fight that broke the holy trinity was all because of a girl, and nope, it wasn't Nicki. It all started when Lil Wayne got locked up in jail and he was busy singing Our City's line, asking if girl would love him even while he was away, but he didn't have to wait long for her to give him a verbal response. Next thing he knew, she was getting cozy with Drake, and who you might be wondering is the girl in question. Well, it's none other than Tammy Torres. Yeah, you heard that right. Classic Drake, the same guy who wrote a song about loyalty stabbing his mentor behind his back. Talk about the classic scorpion move. Lil Wayne was so pissed off after he found out, but can you blame him? Imagine being in jail where your self-esteem is already at an all-time low, only to get news that your mentee was out there playing around with your girl. This wasn't a small-scale beef. You know, the type that goes, sorry my G, let's shake hands and get it all over. Oh no, it was something worse. When Wayne found out, he was furious. Can you blame him? Imagine being in prison and hearing your protege is messing around with your girl. Wayne didn't hold back, saying, this is the type of ish that a man never wants to find out when he's locked up. Whew, that's gotta sting. It was the beginning of the end for Young Money's perfect family image. Everyone in Young Money was suddenly wary of Drake. If he could do that to his own boss, what would he do to the others? Was he really there for the long term? Or was he just a two-timing snake? The fallout was massive. You could easily hear the tension in the latter songs that they dropped together. But here's where it gets even crazier. It turns out that this wasn't a one-time thing. Instead, it was the start of a series of Drake's letdown moments. One minute he's the loyal sidekick you can count on, the next minute he's stabbing you in the back. Drake's song painted him out as the loyal sidekick, but his actions were speaking louder than his lyrics. Drake's beef with Wayne exposed his real character. Remember when he also got into a fight with Chris Brown for making moves on Rihanna? Although, let's be honest, Chris Brown wasn't exactly her Mr. Right either. But it wasn't just about women. His credibility was put to a test after Meek Mill called him out for using ghostwriters, and let's not forget when Pusha T called Drake out for hiding his son. But it gets even worse from here. After so many years went by, Kendrick Lamar decided to open Drake's old closet full of skeletons by implying that even though Drake got a tattoo of Lil Wayne's face, it would never cover up for all the evils he wrought against him. And that's when fans started realizing just how shady Drake is. It was like a Pandora's box had been opened. All of a sudden, news were popping up every weekend about how Drake had switched sides or betrayed someone. Bond between the Young Money dream team was falling apart, and Drake was the unstoppable force behind it. But hold up for a second. Do you think Drake's actions were being misunderstood, or was he finally showing the real scorpion under the loyal owl's feathers? Well, whatever you think, one thing is clear. Young Money is never going back to the way it was. But if you thought Drake's fallout with Lil Wayne was messy as fuck, wait till you hear what went down with Nicki Minaj. Now, you're probably wondering why Nicki Minaj of all people got fired up. I mean, let's be real here. Isn't it factually proven that nothing Drake does would keep Nicki from being close friends with him? Well, if there's one thing Nicki doesn't like, it's backstabbing. Especially when it has to do with you siding with the same people she called it quits with. It all started with Drake collaborated with Latto, the same rapper who has thrown shade at Nicki on far more occasions than she could count. Drake's recent actions have sparked a public debate, particularly his audacious entry into what many perceive as hostile territory. Nicki Minaj did not hesitate to express her feelings regarding this betrayal. During a live chat, she criticized Drake and another artist, referring to them as Ugly Boy 1 and Ugly Boy 2. But that's not all. She directed some pointed remarks at Latto, making it obvious who Ugly Boy 1 was. What has truly captured public attention is that this is not the first time Drake would be doing something like this. He continually collabs with artists who have beef with her. It's almost as if he's making himself a trophy for every one of her rivals that he collabs with. For instance, during the feud between Nicki and Cardi B, Drake collaborated with Cardi. Bro, that goes beyond all codes in the world. Similarly, when Remy Ma released a scathing diss track aimed at Nicki, Drake quickly formed a friendship with Remy. It seems he possesses an uncanny ability to identify Nicki's rivals and offer them collaborations. One might argue that Drake is merely trying to stay neutral, but it's important to consider the history between him and Nicki. She has consistently supported him, even when others criticized his credibility. When allegations arose regarding his use of ghostwriters, Nicki stood firm by his side. Given her unwavering loyalty, it raises the question of why Drake would jeopardize their friendship for a collaboration with Latto. Some speculate that financial incentives are at play, as Latto is currently enjoying the glare of the cam, and a partnership could yield substantial streaming success. Additionally, there are speculations about underlying issues between Drake and Nicki that might not be known to the general public. After all, if there's anything Nicki and Drake are known for, it's hiding scandalous secrets from the paparazzi. It's pretty wild how this whole drama keeps reopening old wounds. Fans are diving into Drake's past and noticing a trend. Every time Nicki faces a tough situation, it seems like Drake just makes it worse. First it was with Wayne's Girl, and now it's with Latto. People are starting to wonder if Drake has ever been truly loyal. And let's not overlook the fact that this is all happening while Drake's got some ongoing beef with Kendrick Lamar. With Kendrick taking shots at him and now Nicki calling him out, Drake's reputation is taking a serious hit. If you're curious why the Latto situation is such a big deal, Drake chose to work with Latto over Nicki. Remember when Drake announced at his Detroit show that he and Nicki had finally recorded a new track? Fans were going crazy. It felt like a holiday for the Barbs. Drake even mentioned that they had already completed the song, which was supposed to be on his album For All the Dogs. But when the album dropped, Nicki's verse was mysteriously missing. Now, Nicki isn't one to stay silent when she's been wronged. She took to social media to express her feelings. She was hurt, and honestly, who could blame her? This wasn't just any collaboration, it was meant to be a reunion of two major players in hip-hop. Nicki pointed out how she always had Drake's back, even when others were coming for him. What's really interesting is how this all ties into Drake's recent actions. First, he's got issues with Kendrick, then he's teaming up with Nicki's rival Latto, and now he's left Nicki's verse off his album. Feels like Drake is on the path to burn every bridge in the rap scene. Some folks are saying he's getting a bit too full of himself. Sure, he's at the top, but is he forgetting who helped him get there? Nicki and Wayne were there from the start, back in him where he was just a kid from Degrassi trying to break into rap. But the big question everyone is asking is, could this be the end of Drake? Just when Drake thought he was dealing with more than enough drama, Kendrick Lamar decided to show up and stir the pot. And trust me, he's not here to be friendly. Kendrick's throwing some serious shade, darker than any of Drake's diss tracks combined, and it's got the whole hip-hop scene buzzing. So what's the deal? Kendrick's calling Drake out for some shady moves from the past, specifically for getting involved with Lil Wayne's ex. He didn't hold back, going straight for the throat by mentioning Drake's tattoo of Wayne's face. This isn't just a random jab. Kendrick's words mean something. He's one of the most respected figures in hip-hop, and when he talks, people pay attention. Right now, everyone's tuned in, eager to see how Drake will react. This whole Kendrick situation isn't just another feud, it's like the final piece revealing Drake's true self. Fans are starting to connect the dots, and it's not looking good. Drake's image as the nice guy in rap is taking some serious hits. People are wondering, is this the end for Drake? Is he losing touch with the culture that once had his back? Only time will tell. But one thing's clear, Drake needs to be careful. So what do you think? Is Drake on his way out, or is this just the beginning for him? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more hip-hop drama coming your way. You don't want to miss it.